Is this one alright? I like forgot what normal looks like. Something still feels weird, but it might just be me. That was an overhead. Probably the most deceptive overhead animation in the history of Street Fighter. He kicks your feet and it's an overhead. So I missed the first like 10 matches. He went for EX. Unusual decision. Arian has no cross up from a normal jump, so he couldn't have come down with anything there. Nice. Necro, one of my favorites. Kuso Necro. That background house is plus a lot. Pushes out a lot though. Pushback in this game is very, very high. I think Street Fighter V would actually benefit from that quite a lot. Because otherwise the neutral in this game and that game are quite similar. But the big difference is pushback is just really huge. Take throws in this game basically only work after one light. Or after a block jump in. Otherwise, like, take throws don't exist. Which causes people to not tech throws very often, which causes throws to have decent success rates. A single block normal pushes someone way out of throw range and kills all mix-ups. It works really nicely, especially with parries. There's a lot of neutral in this game. That's not like a reversal in this game. It is a reversal in the sense that it's airborne frame 1. He hit the mirror. Or rather, he got hit by the mirror while roundhousing it. I wonder if this is that Kuso Ryu fellow, but now playing Necro. That was a deep overhead. Smart. When trying to chip someone out, you have to be very subtle about how you go for it. They do. Street Fighter 3 characters do translate well into 5. Even thinking about it for 10 seconds, Oro would fit a million times better in 5 than 4. The characters we got, Yurian translated rather nicely, and so did Alex. I wish we still had old Alex towards strong. That was a really cool move. I think most Alex players probably don't have a super strong opinion about it, but I liked it. Alex has no cross-up in this game. I think he thought that would chip out, but even the jab following didn't kill. Lights do like less normal than chip in this game. Apocalypse is here. That should be a jumping combo. Yeah, very nice. Good awareness. That hits crouching too. So that did a shit ton of damage. Alex is quite deadly. After the jump down fierce didn't work. It's generally a pretty bad move in this game. It's not as good as it is in Street Fighter V. And it's not even good in Street Fighter V, to be honest. If they did Elena, they better do like the no combos Elena, and not like the fucking Street Fighter 5. I mean Street Fighter 4 Elena. Elena would translate perfectly, but they just need to not fuck her up. Her entire gameplay style changed because of the way they redid her EX moves. Elena crouch jab should never have fucking existed. Elena crouch jab should have been like +2. To be 100% honest. Crouch jab is what made Elena so stupid. Combos. Elena was designed without combos in mind. And they gave her combos and she became the most fucking well-rounded character in the universe. If meter hungry. Yo, this Ken player. Parry into throws, good, because even if Ken hits... If you do like parry into, let's say, like stand forward as Alex, and the Ken does target combo, his target combo might beat your stand forward. But if you do parry into throw, your throw is going to beat the target combo. You only need to parry once, and then you'll throw before stand fierce can hit. This also applies for parry into lights. Parry into anything fast. That was cool. Is that towards strong? Meaty sweet. Healing was quite good even in this game. Definitely not a joke. The thing about healing is that the only hard knockdowns in this game are supers. And you don't have a super knockdown if you pick healing. So, in this game, Elena cannot... Well, that's a punish for the kill. In this game, Elena cannot get like a hard knockdown into healing like she can in Street Fighter 4. Which makes you have to be real choosy about how you use it. Healing is still not the most busted thing about Elena, not even close. It's just the thing that everyone likes to talk about. It's like the... what do you call that? There's a name for that. For something that looks like the really bad thing, but isn't really. The only complaint I have about healing, for the most part, is that, like, the damage you heal, like, gives you more ultra meter. So, like, Elena gets, like, way more ultra meter than every other character with healing, which probably shouldn't have been. No, confirmation bias is in that. Red herring, maybe. That's close. But it's not what I was thinking of. That's a good jump. I can't believe that worked. Healing was busted because of the way Ultra Meter worked. It should have been her super. And then we would have seen people use it in an appropriate amount. Elena's like only actual serious weakness is the ridiculous amount of well, the dizzy. Huh? That's probably a failed ooh, hard chop or something. Hard command grab maybe. Got stand fierce instead. Elena's only actual weakness is opportunity cost. She has a shitload of things to use meter on, and they're all really fucking useful. Link's Tail FADC is busted. EX Mount Smash is busted. Even EX Link's Tail is pretty busted. EX Rhino Horn is situationally really good. EX Spin Scythe is generally really good. EX DP is really, really important for her anti-airs and defenses. EX DP FADC is really important to stay safe. And her super's pretty good too. She has like a fuck ton of ways to use meter, and they're all really good. That was an okay. That was a good parry and a bad punish. Should have been stand strong at the EX drop. Stand strong always gives you a cancelable normal, no matter what, because there's no close and far version. Stand forward will be cancelable or not, depending on the range. This is occasionally important. Otherwise, they're mostly interchangeable buttons. I think stand strong is a smidge faster and stand forward is slightly higher damage. For Alex's two main cancels, though. Pretty much nothing else cancels besides, I think, lights. That looked like an anti-air parry, but empty jump throw. The super was like 4 frames. And it went like a third screen. It was like really big. So you could get some kind of specialty punishes with it that were actually really good. Not a lot of people knew that. Q versus Alex is probably good for Alex. Even though Q is theoretically... big emphasis on theoretically, a better character. Q is more dangerous in the hands of a good player. Because he's higher damage and thus more rewarding upon parry. Alex looks like he's high damage, but actually he's just high burst damage. Also, he has trouble landing his big damage after a parry. It's like, yeah, Alex gets a lot of damage if he can get a hard flash drop, but even if you parry something, you generally don't get hard flash drop. Nice. That's invincible. Ooh. That's a pretty cool stand fierce. Oh, no punish. He came pretty close though. That was a really good double dash predicting the throw. If you see certain kinds of knockdowns that you can get, you can predict that he's about to go for a parry. And if you have a character with good mobility, which is most characters in this game, you can actually rapidly approach and punish the taunt. It's a fun meta. Q is a fun character to fight and to play as. Oh yeah, this is Talbine. Talbane. Talbine. It's just listed as Bine there. I didn't even notice that. Bonk. That was a lot of meter to bet, but that is invincible. Q Super 1 and Super 2 are both invincible. That super does a fuck ton of damage. He generally doesn't have any combos into it. He has a couple. You can link it after an overhead dash punch. And you can also do certain command grab juggles into it against certain characters. I think there's another setup still. Oh yeah, you can confirm it from any raw dash punch, I guess. Q has very few super confirms though, unfortunately. Even fewer for Super 1. That jump back jab there was because Q's jump jab has a unique property that it stays active for the entire jump. Kind of like DJ's knee shot in Street Fighter 4, or all jump light normals in Street Fighter 2. I think Remy's jump jab does the same thing. Kind of an interesting little property they have. Ugh! Look at that terrible punish he got because his throw whiffed. Throw would have been alright there because he would have gotten a flash kick follow up. These are blood taunts. He got all 3 taunts up. I feel like making some gnocchi tonight. Ooh. Missed the parry. This is hard. It's not difficult to get any individual parries here, but it's very easy to just take some damage on your way in. The opportunities are few and far between, and you've got to have a lot of good parries. A strong flash kick? No, that's better. No strong flash kick? Low fierce flash kick. Tried to catch him jumping. The chip damage is good anyway. To Remy's credit, he's quite safe when he's parried. It depends on what's parried. Something like that is unsafe. Low strong. Q's bad, I think, even against Yun. Q's bad in general. Q gets kind of flattened by top tiers. I think even Kuroda puts Q as losing kind of badly against the top tiers in his own little tier list, which was extremely forgiving for Q. He still put Q as losing to Makoto 6-4, which is a far cry from the 8-2 that most people say. But still a bad matchup. Look how wide Q is when he's airborne. Can I trade? Yeah. I got that feeling. I don't think Remy's Super 1 has invincibility. It's also a frame slower than a Super 2, making links into it slightly harder. 1 frame instead of 2. I mean, Q does pretty poorly against Akuma as well. I don't know how he does against Dudley. Probably alright. Good flash kick. Flash kick has upper body invincibility. EX has full body. So it's still pretty good anti-air. The only problem is that you can parry it. If you get parried, you die. Remy. Dudley's jump is quite good in this matchup, so is ducking. I don't remember if ducking goes through low fireballs, but it definitely goes through high ones. Dropped it. Dudley's combos are harder than they look. I'm surprised there are as many Dudley players as there are who can hit them consistently. A lot of them are like 1 or 2 frame juggles. Especially the repeated light machine gun blows in the corner are much harder than they look. 6 crouch roundhouses is surprisingly not that hard. Or 5 crouch roundhouses into ducking upper. He juggled into the Super 1. Interesting decision. The damage loss is minimal there. It's an alright way to land it, but it's only barely more damage than a flash kick. Yeah, if you just want ducking upper as a machine gun blow ender, that's pretty easy. And depending on the character, some characters are really easy. Like Makoto, I think is pretty easy to juggle in the corner. Ooh. But then certain characters, like Shotos, getting repeated light machine gun blow on Shotos is like pretty precise. Fortunately, if you ever drop it, you've got to pick up. I shouldn't say pick up. You've got to reset. You've got a little bit of free damage. If you ever get one of the early hits of light machine gun blow, you can just juggle stand strong, and then you can get resets from that, which is kind of cool. It's a really nice salvage combo. I almost never see Dudleys use it, but I almost never see Dudleys drop. So. This is a good Remy. Parrying. That was a very strange decision. Whoa, nope, no attempted punish. Dudley does have probably the best set of normals in the game. I think that's not too much of a stretch. Oro actually also has an extremely good set of normals. He's another candidate. Low poke, schmo poke. He doesn't need it. Ugh. Wow. That wasn't dead OS or anything. Man just did it. That was OS. That's a cute little OS. You just do round start, low forward, and it should whiff unless they move themselves into the way. In which case the OS comes out. Good parry. That could have been dead OS. He had a guaranteed super setup there that he missed. He had just the right amount of meter. Scans a nut with his super, I like it. Even if she parried that, the punish was not very big. It was like parry into jump roundhouse or something. Very low risk plays from Ken. That's how you win in this game. That's like how you can spot a good player. They get into an advantageous situation, then make low risk plays. Everything in this game carries risk, but you can make it so the opponent needs to get like 8 reads instead of 1 in order to win. By doing shit like that. You gotta keep in mind like the setups that lead to high damage. Good parry. Okay, punish. He didn't have much else there. Got him. Should kill. Pew. Jumpy X Tatsu is really, really mean for Hugo to deal with. Or for the overhead reset. Blocked. Or parried, rather. Nice. Good sequence. Clap has so much block stun. It's so plus. You can easily get another clap. Or even dash in. Sure. That grab was cool. It would actually be very fun to have another playthrough of that game where I just try to perfect every boss. I think Hugo is a very pure character in this game. I can't even understand why someone would hate him. He has basically no advantageous matchups. Unfortunately, he was just shy of super there. There's no way he could have built super and still comboed into it. The only button Hugo can combo into super is towards fierce, and that requires literally a trade. Fun fact though, Hugo's towards fierce causes a back turn, and super combos from back turns. Command grabs combo from back turn. Literally the only character who exploits that in any way is Alex. Although you can find it on a bunch of characters. Akuma stand roundhouse causes back turn, far stand roundhouse, and you can cancel that to Raging Demon in it combos. Q back roundhouse, no. Is it back roundhouse? No. Q has some button that causes back turn, and he can combo, with like mirror setups, he can combo his command grab. Alex can like meaty towards fierce into super 1. Towards fierce causes a back turn. I like shit like that. Yeah, Necro, hard tornado hook. Does that work raw or does that require trades? Can you do hard tornado hook into half circle forward kick? And that gives you like the back turn grab thing. I know that works, but it might require a trade. Or like a deep connect or something like that. I never ever play Necro, and I never see Necros go for that combo. Probably because you always have something better after a hard tornado hook. Yeah, or back medium kick into EX hook if you want to use an EX combo. Or hard hammer hook into, I forget, there's like another big one. I guess a slight hook if you have no meter at all. Or hard electricity against certain characters, where it gets a bunch of hits. Like against Chun-Li, if you get hard hook and then do hard electricity, it gets 5 hits, I think, which is just a shit ton of damage. I think it does 5 hits versus 12 as well. That's gonna kill. That was cool. Dash under SPD. If Ken did EX Tatsu midair, it probably would have killed. Gnocchi. I said I was gonna have gnocchi for dinner. Gnocchi, I think. Ooh. They're like some weird like potato lump pasta, basically. That RTC. It's more like a pasta made of potatoes. Kiraki. That was nice. That was sexy. That's a lot harder than it looks. That requires a Kara. Does a shit ton of damage. That's like unlocked Ken right there. That's woke Ken. The double DP combos. Wake up hard DP. Nice punish. Parrying to far stand strong and then link super. Ken's link combos are really tight. They let him kind of get a secondary reaction after the initial parry confirm. He gets a secondary confirm, which is really nice because occasionally things can go very awry in this game. Backdash trying to chase the jump out, but he got hit by the cross up. For the most basic character in this entire game, Ken is quite complex. Kiyaki really wanted to win. That was a lot of bar to burn. That's like the third time this fucking series we've seen a Ken do random EX fireball super. It's like one against fucking... There was one a little bit ago. And then there was one in like while it was shaking. It's kind of a dumb thing to just go for raw. Doesn't do anything. You just block the whole thing. Basically like an EX fireball by itself, but worse. What's even worse is the EX fireball knocks down. So like it'll make your super fall out. It ruins, it's like a self combo ruiner. A video race video with a third strike character. Say that again in English. I think Ken has a lot of personality in Street Fighter 4. It's weird of all things they like chose to emphasize his step kick, because his step kick is very forgettable in this game. It's like, yeah, he technically has it, but I would say his signature normal is kind of his back medium kick. In both Street Fighter 2 and 3, Ken's signature is grounded overheads. Uh-oh. Ryu, like, doesn't look technical at all, but he's a lot more technical than Ken by merit of his supers. And also donkey kick EX moves. Third strike Olympic Games. I don't know. Ryu is very cool in this game. Ryu is one of the more interesting characters. The way his supers work is super neat. Kuni is a really good replayer too. Am I a Jin? Am I again? Am I a Jin? Gin and tonic? I don't know if it's supposed to be Japanese or not. Where was the little eh? Why didn't it play? It's turned on. That was weird. Ryu's hard-ish. Ryu's highly reliant on parries for his damage output. Which is... Oh, that was to catch someone doing an air parry. That was cool. That was too, but he missed it. I played that Big Dan 420 guy and could not get one match. Unsurprising, he was quite good. He's one of the better players I played on GGPO, Fightcade. Yeah, that was smart from the Ken player. He could have just parried his way out. There's very little Ryu could do. You get him? Nice. That's a 2-frame startup. I'll click on this link. Those like Olympic Games. Oh, is this the one where they like dash and stuff? We'll take a look at that in a minute. Watch out. Watch out. Oh, he went for the instant parry. Yo, this will kill. He's almost got another. By the time he needs one, he'll have another Denjin. Ryu's main Denjin setups are... He has a lot depending on the scenario. Just like raw like that is pretty good. His main one is any Tatsu knockdown or back throw. But he also has it after just like a block DP into super if it's gonna stun. He's got it from like... Oh, no cancel Tatsu. There's more anyway. No parry. Ryu Super 2 is Shinshoryu. It's quite good. It does a shit ton of damage. A shit ton. It's a little specific to confirm, but it's not that hard. It also puts the fear of God into your opponent, which is good. Liquid, it's been a long time. Where have you been? I remember when you were fucking president of the Beth fan club. Ugh! Big damage. Like he didn't get that juggle. Badly placed mirror. It looked like a well-placed mirror. But nope. Good parry. Ryu's still in this. In fact, he should win right now. Fun fact, hard DP and hard Tatsu do identical damage. Ooh. Look at that long dizzy bar, dude. It's better for Ryu to be in this scenario than to actually get the dizzy with the Denjin. Ryu hates getting the dizzy with the Denjin because it means his punish is going to be a meterless punish. But if you can get the dizzy like this and then put the fear of God into the opponent, you can control their actions with how scared they are for a little while. And then when you get the stun, it's gonna, oh, he didn't want that. That was nice parry. When you get the stun, you'll have an EX bar, which substantially increases damage. Your own streams. Click. Follow. How many subs? What does it say? Is it the 149? I don't know how to, like, I don't know how to see. Error following. I'll have to work on this a little bit later. Error following. Did it work this time? Error following. Damn. I'll have to go to your channel. Fuck! That DP was a fireball auto. You can whiff cancel a fireball into a super because it's a fireball. But you can't whiff cancel a DP into a super. Oh no! Cooney! This should... Oh, that was a good parry. That's actually a lot harder to do than it looks. Oh my god, those were awful drops. That was really bad. He had two amazing scenarios there that he just fucked up by getting raw hard DP. Why wasn't it light fireball anyway? It should have translated to a light DP. Oh, he shook out. He shook out. Anyone see that? He actually shook out. Let's see if I can, in fact, follow you. What if that just worked? Nope, error following. How mysterious. Oh, that's the last one. Let's keep watching. I like me some Sawdust Strike. Oh, fuck me. We got some stabilization again? I don't like this. Tell me it's not the whole video. Motherfucker! GameSpot! I know of Vesper Arcade. He's out there grinding the same stuff I am. I wish I did a math major. That's the purest major. My major, it was philosophy, law, society. Professional philosopher right here. I got an A+ in all my thinking classes. I got good grades in general. How was law school? I'm on hiatus from law school until I have enough money to finish it. I'm not even sure which law school I would go to. Philosophy? I lost my scholarship for law school, and then it became expensive as hell. I got a scholarship because I got a really good LSAT score. It wasn't even that good. I forget what it was. It was like high-ish. I think it was like 165 or something like that. I only did like 1 year. That was nice. Was that a double P? Wait, hold on. I was texting my friend and I missed a double P. Timeout. Timeout. There was a 12 getting a double P. Dude, where's my chat? What's it doing? Am I disconnected from the internet? Am I dropping frames? No. Help. There it goes. Dude, the 12 perfect custom animation. It's really easy to borrow money in the US to go to school. In fact, it's like the easiest way to borrow money. The problem is you'll be paying for it for the rest of your life. This isn't even that 12 that was beasting earlier. Being good in footsies is a very, very important thing. I think the longer the game is out, the more important being good in footsies is. I'm not sure I would say 12 is like a secret high or even mid or even low tier. But I do think there's more potential with him than, say, Sean. There are hella footsies in 3S, and anyone who says there's no footsies in 3S is a dipshit. The footsies are just close range, and it's not even that close. It's close in the same way Street Fighter V has close range footsies. It's like very, very similar, actually. He canceled that to EX Auto. He probably wanted to cancel it into like EXDP or something, but I don't think Ken had a cancel that would save him. I think 12 is a smidge slept on. I think 12 is probably, I don't know, he's really bad in a lot of ways. I think 12 is probably, I don't know. My tier list for this game would look pretty weird. I'd put Remy pretty low. I'd put Alex pretty low. I'd put 12 probably around the same place I put Remy, to be honest. Someone give me the MM Cafe tier chart maker, and I'll make a quick Third Strike tier list. Aww, he had the right read. That's a weird thing to get all of those parries on the last one. There it is. Is this the one that has Third Strike, though? Or rather, I know it has Third Strike, but this doesn't look like the Third Strike link. What game is this? Street Fighter 3, Third Strike? Street Fighter 3, Third Strike. I must have passed it. I feel like I'm right around it. I don't see it, damn it. Help. Is it near the bottom or near the top? Dude, I actually don't see it. Is it not on here? It might not be on here. I'm like now fairly certain it's not on here. It's a mystery. Nice. I just wanted some shapes of characters' faces to drag around so I could give a tier list. Jump roundhouse, that was smart. Anti-air low strong. Even if that's parried, it's not a great scenario. Is this Spellmaster J playing Oro? Spellmaster J is a very... Wait, hold on. Let me actually read that name. Pas J. That doesn't say Spellmaster. I just saw the J. Who is this Oro? I've never seen him. Early jump medium kick into throw. I respect that. That's a BAF signature right there. Don't like that jump. Do like that jump. Sora's playing this pretty well. It's very non-committal. He's sitting on a life lead, and the timer's going down. Even that's alright. Now, I don't really like his dashing at all. Yeah, this is pretty good. He's playing this pretty well. Or his fireball is non-committal. It was again. What's with all these Ken players doing that? That's such a weird play. Raw fucking fireball super. I think he was trying to throw his fireball at the same time that Oro threw his fireball, and then he was going to super and it would punish Oro's fireball recovery after his fireball nullified Oro's. I think that was his goal. But he caught an up fireball. That's pretty advanced play, really. If that's what he was trying to do, that was pretty cool. I don't have rice. Rice sounds pretty good. Rice is something I frequently wish I had at home. Nice. It's very common for Ken players to do meaty stay and fierce and then buffer a DP in case they're parried. Like we just saw there. So it can be a good idea. Ugh! Stand strong EX headbutt. That's Urine's best non-difficult punish there. He can also do stand strong into like a chariot combo if you want. Or just a chariot since the combo ends there. And he can also do red parry last hit of Ken super into crutch fierce, which is technically speaking the optimal thing to do. But requires a red parry. I liked Injustice 2. I mean, I liked Injustice 1 a lot. So if Injustice 2 is more of the same, then I think it's going to be really good. That being said, my minor grumps with Injustice 1 are still there. I don't like the I don't like clashes at all. They slow down the game way too much. I don't like any sort of combo breaker mechanics for the most part, and they added a new one. Ugh. Ken's DP combos will fall out sometimes depending on range. They're also character specific. Like certain characters, like you can do like different versions of DP for more damage, but against other characters those combos will fall out. You need to know the best version of DP you can do. That coward copter. No one's really needed to make a tier list for Third Strike in a really long time because there's been a couple common tier lists that have just been in circulation for years. And people usually just defer to those. The Arcadia one and the Crota one. Opinions on Third Strike tiers haven't changed since the Crota tier list, I guess. And that's like the one time it's really been shaken up. Every now and then I see a kind of interesting opinion. Like I'm personally of the opinion that Ken and Akuma are approximately the same tier. Did you get it? Nice. But that's a somewhat unpopular opinion. People generally think that Ken is better than Akuma. I wasn't really interested in Captain Cold, but he looks kind of fun. I wasn't interested even a little bit in Firestorm, but I watched his little character reveal today, and he looks pretty cool. I like the look of Brainiac. Those are some characters. Oh, and Black Canary. And honestly, Cheetah looks pretty cool too. I've seen Cheetah Super before. Like, I've literally seen Cheetah Super. I can't think of who it is. It might be Strider, I guess. No, it's like what's her face? Taokaka. Oh, Darkseid looks really cool too. Spider-Man, yeah, he's got it too. That's a very common super animation, isn't it? Empty jump, hard DP into super. Empty jump throw is a very common thing that you have to defend yourself against. And if you do hard DP, it is throw invincible. So there's a little bit of a meta to that. Very, very risky play though, should go without saying. There's a very common expression about how if you don't take risks, you won't succeed, but I forget what it is. Oh, he dropped it. Carpe diem. That's not it. That was a failed Kara. He who dares wins, perhaps. Big Ultra One, sure. Does look a bit like that. Striders or Ouroboros. No, not Ouroboros, the other one. The one where he grabs you and, like, dashes all around you. What is it? I don't remember the name of that one. His other level 3. Ironically, it's Black Canary who looks like shades of Sonya or Cassie. Supergirl looks more like Superman. Ragnarok, that's it. Was that the whole thing? It was the whole thing. Should we keep going? That one was pretty fast. We keep on missing out on portions because auto stabilization. This looks nice. This looks like a nice recording. Street Fighter 5 pros or what? These guys are pros. Ooh. Dash in towards strong would have punished that. Probably dash in Seven House too. We can watch some Street Fighter 5 after this. Later, Mike. Mikers. Good jump jab. Jump jab is actually really good in this matchup from Hugo. Jump strong. It's like the same hitbox, different speeds. Well, I think Street Fighter 5 is entertaining. That's a cross-up unblockable of Oro successfully makes it over Hugo. That was a good jump button. How do I time someone out for 1 minute? Oh, there's the 1 second timeout. There it is. I'm not going to hit it, but I want you to know that I nearly did. Left forward is pretty good. No anti-air, close strong. Would have been kind of nice from that angle. Might have traded, but Oro wins the trade. I was watching CBS 2 when I started. He EX clapped too early. That's like a good play too. EX clap is the correct response to that. That's how you know Hugo knows the matchup. This Hugo's actually playing this super, super well. This is a hard matchup. That was instant air stomp blocked correctly. Oro's threats from a low, if he doesn't have charge, are very, very risky. Actually, even when he has charge, they're very, very risky. Oro has to take a big gamble to go low. He also has to take a big gamble to go overhead unless he does Stand Fierce. Which even then, if they parried, it's a big gamble, so... Oh no! I'm surprised he didn't super cancel that. Oh no! Got him. I don't know when that taunt gives you the defense boost. Super? Yeah, I like this play. I don't like that version of super. I say fireball into super again. Blame into the corner. Yeah, there it is. EX clap is... Again, it was the heavy one. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no. That was some bullshit, dude. That automatically goes up that the opponent jumps. That was like the last frame before he left the ground that the EX fireball came out. That sucked. There's probably at least one viewer out there who's just like, man, I really hope this Hugo wins while I'm just crying about the Oro. What about him, Peter? Early jump light kick, I think? Oh, it'll DP at the end. Unthrowable. Yep. I saw it. You know, it's a good feeling. I opened up my bank account for the first time in a little while, and there's like a decent amount of money in there. I've been slowly accumulating money because I never spend any, except on food. FE to start with. Those are the best ones. to start with. In approximate, I would say probably Sacred Stones is the easiest to start with, or Path of Radiance is also very nice. There's a crouching frame before super jumps, a couple of crouching frames, and I think that's what that was there. I mean, there's a lot of things to spend money on besides food. I hate spending money. Every time I spend money, I think about how it's money in the future I won't have. My entire goal with money is to quit working as soon as possible. Earliest retirement imaginable. Dusty. Oh, the short whiffed under her crouch roundhouse or stand roundhouse animation. I live like a monk that loves technology, but all the technology I have, I already have, so like I don't need to keep paying for it. Tech a throw with back roundhouse. So much respect for that. You don't get to see this matchup very often. It's good for Yang. It's not that bad though. Approximately even, but it's good for Yang. Yang is like eternal high tier. In most of the ways he's different from Yun, he's better than Yun. But the one place where he falls flat is supers. Yun's supers are dramatically better than Yang's. And supers are kind of important in this game. Not only that, but Yun has some of the best supers in the game. The parries on that are very slow. It's like dot, 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 dot. It's like that. That's the timing, approximately. The first one and the second one, there's a bit of extra space between. And then it's just a consistent slow timing. Ooh, that was a good cross under. I think it's 9 parries total. It might be 10. Looked like the Dudley went for the parry on the towards strong there, but Elena mistimed it, so it didn't even hit. Scoping parry tendencies is one of the main skill sets you develop from this game, which translates to exactly 0 other fighting games. The big thing about parry tendencies that makes them so easy to scope is that, like, when you look at when your opponent reversals, you're scoping out, like, something that's basically very random for them. But when you're scoping out when your opponent parries, you're also scoping out their capacity to parry. Like, people are limited. Different players will have different skill, like, levels of parrying, and they'll make decisions based on that skill level. Like, if something's a hard parry, no one will go for the parry there if they're, like, below the skill level, the skill threshold to parry it. I guess it does translate to Yatagaras. I'm of a very small group of people who actually genuinely like Street Fighter V a lot. I have a very positive opinion on the game. I think it's fun to play. Math guy fucking bounced, dude. He like said he was bouncing when he bounced. Good luck on the overhead. Not that Alex's lows are that scary. That was a good red. And a good punish. That could have been empty cancelled.
本命じゃないですか相手の、だからまあ前風呂でもいいかな。だけどそれを下段を食らい続けてね。でもループするからの下段ってなんもなくない。まあないか。
Like, let's say I'm a Dudley, and my opponent goes for jump in parry occasionally. If I do something like jump in, if I do something like anti-air like strong, and then do ducking, I cancel the ducking, or anti-air forward, and then I cancel the ducking and do a super coming from the other direction. Like, rather the way I see how they parry and what they do after they parry, I can get an idea whether they're even capable of a parry like that, or whether they're looking for it. And if they're not capable of a parry like that, then that means it's going to be a good anti-air like pretty much all the time. That's a huge component of skill in this game that most people do not think about. I mean, every like good third strike player thinks about it a lot. What is my opponent capable of parrying? But beginners tend to not have a concept of what is feasibly parryable at various skill levels, because to them, like, everything is hard to parry. People tend to think about it very much, like, a lot of people tend to form a very negative opinion based on, like, straight up fallacy. This is one I see all the fucking time. As people complain about, like, opponents being able to parry their anti-airs. Okay, that's a very common complaint of third strike. So I hate it when opponents can parry my anti-airs. But they never think about it in terms of, I can parry their jump-ins, and they never think about it in terms of, I can parry their anti-airs. They only think about it in the way that it hurts them, when in fact it's like a two-way road. The only possible way that it's bad, that jump-ins are parryable, is if only, like, I shouldn't say the only possible way it's bad, because that's deceptive as fuck. People always treat it like an imbalance, but it's only an imbalance because they're bad. It's only an imbalance if you don't sufficiently have the skill level to get jump-in parry. Gaijin desu. Thanks, commentators. Parries change footsies a lot. I don't think they ruin it. The biggest way that I think parries could be argued to ruin footsies is an argument I've never seen anyone make, which is that a lot of scenarios... Well, I've seen Viscant make it, and this is one of the ways that he was right. You only generally need one parry for most setups in order to escape a scenario. So while there can be complex scenarios, I mean, I don't know how often they're actually more complex than blocking, but while there can be complex scenarios, a single low parry can, like, break them, or like a single high parry can break them for almost all scenarios like that. And of course the timing will be radically different, but like the fact that it's a single parry upsets a lot of people. People think there's just like one hard counter that beats everything, but what they're not thinking about, which is where I think Viscant's argument falls flat, is that looking at it like one single parry, and thus like one option that can just get out of everything, is really deceptive, because you can have one parry here, one parry there, one parry slightly later. Like, when the parry happens is like 5 different scenarios. Even if it is just one parry, it's just one parry in several different places, and if you predict wrong in which place it is. So it's not really, it just dumbs it down to one scenario. You can have like an immediate low and a delayed low that both, that low parry beats one and not the other, but like high block will both, like any sort of high block will lose to both, and like any sort of like throw tech will lose to both, and stuff like that. In reality, it can be the same exact scenario, but like further magnified just because there's different parry timings. And of course, there are scenarios that require multiple parries to actually get a punish, or levels where you can get one parry into a minor punish, or multiple parries into huge punishes. That was really cool. I have some regrets about talking about Viscant. I see a lot of people kind of blindly sucking my dick about it, and I see a lot of people disagreeing with me about it. And I think both categories are dumb. I should have made a more profound effort to really disagree with him, like to really show what I meant. My main complaint with Viscant is that he treats a lot of differences like negatives. So like when I was reading it, I was like, yeah, that's true, and what? What I was trying to say is, that's different, but is it a complaint? Some complex scenarios get simplified, and some scenarios that weren't complex at all get complexified, which is something that Viscant didn't talk about at all. And in that way, I think that that's just outright wrong. He like always talks about Parry simplifying footsies, but there are a lot of things that were very simple that are now very complex, such as most anti-airs. That's a really obvious example. But my main point is Viscant lists all these different things, all these differences between Street Fighter 3 and 2, and the way that parries function. And they are different, but that's all. They're just different. Are they worse? Are they better? That depends on you. But he would say that they were different, and that would be his whole argument. Parries ruin footsies because you can parry out here. You couldn't parry out in Street Fighter 2. He like cherry picked his favorite scenarios from Street Fighter 2 and like random scenarios from Street Fighter 3. I will reiterate now that Viscant is a guy who knows a lot about Street Fighter 2 and not a lot about Street Fighter 3, and I am the inverse. But I wouldn't criticize Street Fighter 2 that much, and he criticized Street Fighter 3 a lot. And in fact, like, a lot of people seem to think of him as some kind of authority about it. A lot of people treat him breaking apart Street Fighter 3 as like the game being fully like exposed for what it is, when in fact he's just a guy who doesn't know that much about it. I know more about philosophy than Viscant. I have no idea how much Viscant knows about philosophy. I think from the examples that he chose when talking about the game, that he could have chosen much better examples, and if he had chosen much better examples, he would have realized that it's not as bad as he said. Those are my brief thoughts. It's just awkward whenever I see like someone like, oh, like Befailed destroyed Viscant's arguments. It's like I didn't actually like. I don't know. If I had more time, I think I probably could break down those arguments. Just because I like, you know, I think there's more to this game than he gave it credit for, and thus I think there are, you know, arguments to be made in favor of it. Dead Strike is far from a perfect game, but it has a lot of individuality compared to other Street Fighters that makes it kind of, in some ways, better than them. I don't think it's, I mean, obviously it's got a lot of flaws. I wouldn't say it's net better than any Street Fighter. I would say that 4 improves on it in a lot of ways. 2 has things that it's missing, and 5 has things that it's missing. 5 also improves on it in a lot of ways. But it's got, like, things that none of those games have. That was a good cross-up. And thus, like, it has, you know, I could understand immediately how it would be someone's favorite. Speaking because it's my favorite. It's definitely not just overwritten by newer games, in the same way that Street Fighter 2 isn't. It is the fundamental nature of an experimental game, to find new ways to fail. They found a lot of new ways to succeed too, though. There are a lot of things that are just outright better than Street Fighter 2. I think no one dislikes throw breaking, for example. I think pretty much everyone thinks that throw breaking is a good part of fighting games. Rather substantial way that this game improved on the Street Fighter 2 engine. People seem to generally like Alpha from a gameplay perspective, even though it's a broken mess. It's a very fun broken mess. Almost everyone likes the footsies of Alpha a lot. Most of the complaints come from the imbalance of the very stupid Vism combos.
マジか新しい。おーこうパンチ足。さあここでなんと次タミさん。タミさんお願いします。あれなくはない。
A lot of anime fighters have the same kind of air blocking that Street Fighter Alpha has, right? Where you can't block like grounded attacks, but you can block like air attacks.
ああそういう SA なんだ。あそうなんだ。
The infinite air juggles were one of the things that I was talking about when I talked about how stupid Vism could be. There are other ways though. You've got shit like Katobi cancels from Geef and corner guard breaks from Akuma and Ryu. I think the biggest failing with Ganejin in this game and the biggest failing with Vism in Street Fighter Alpha 3 is that it shouldn't be that good in neutral. It should be possible to stop someone. It should be deep. It should be like a desperation act to activate, like if you raw activate trying to catch the opponent doing something and you go through their attack with their invincibility, like even if they didn't do something, you can still frequently turn it into like a great scenario. The risk is quite high. That's good. If you get hit hit even once, you get cancelled. I wish Yum was like that. And then you lose a shit ton of meter that's kind of hard to build. I've banned like 3 people ever from... I've banned robots from chat. I think I banned like 2 people from chat besides that. There are some people who come in here who I'm like, you know what, like other people might ban this guy, but I wouldn't ban this guy. Like you, Pizza Upper. When you come in and you just attention whore with inane questions, I'm like, I will tolerate this. End quote. I don't know if raw counter hit. I don't know. I just feel like it should be easier to hit people out of it. With like having alpha counters be better at knocking people out of Vism. I think that would be the way to do it. Chun-Li's V ability is a very fair version of a custom combo. It's probably the most fair version of a custom combo I've ever seen. It's definitely better, but in very subtle ways. It's like, yeah, you get a link out of overhead, but you still have to land the slowest overhead in the game. Yeah, you get a link out of towards a roundhouse, but, you know, not so easy to land. Otherwise, your combos just get a smidge better. Now you can do low short, low jab, low forward, and now you can do stand strong, crouch fierce. I think super was possible there. I think he would have killed with that. It does give her a lot of technical stuff, too. Like if you get an anti-air. I saw a match recently where Sako was playing Chun-Li, right? And he poked with back strong, towards strong perhaps. And he was in V-trigger, and the opponent jumped right as he poked. And he got anti-air towards strong, and it caused a juggle state. And then he fished for another towards strong, and he missed the juggle. But I looked at his meter, and I looked at what his various options were. And I saw that he had a full super bar, and he was already in V-trigger. And I was like, you know, if he went to stand fierce, if he reacted to that and did stand fierce, which juggles there, he could have then had time to evaluate his meter, realized he had super, and picked up the kill with super. That's technical. That's a cool technical little part of Chun-Li. She can do some really neat stuff with it. You can get air, jump strong, and then you can get land, crouch fierce into hard legs. You can get anti-air back roundhouse into stand fierce. You can get lots of cool little combos. Chun-Li is really neat with her V-trigger. It's actually one of my favorite V-triggers. It might even be my favorite, to be honest.
これ強いぞ。結構やるな。やばい。やばいよこれ。あ、確かに波動パンチ押しちゃってもレッショ出ないから。そうだ。ガードされても大丈夫。これはまずいよ。これはまずい。ああ今リーフから繋がったっぽかったけど。さあ。
That was a good parry.
おー、しっかりピオラして。さあどこまで。おい。しっかり一本回収。まあでもね、一本あれば肘が一回当たれば。ああ暴れて。おお。うまい。
Nice.
しっかり確定を取ってって投げて。おお、ここはガードしている。さあおうまい。ここは打ち切って勝負いった。だから投げて暴れてって。
The main thing it really genuinely does for her is give her big damage out of a low short. That is like the main effect of her V-trigger. That's the most practical thing it does. That's pretty nice. DreamHack Austin SF5 Grand Finals. Yes. Some good shit right there. Punk.
氷の立ち回りを
Fun couldn't cut it.
氷のメスターっていうのはここの麻雀勢の人がサード全然よくわかんないのにメスター強えよな氷のメスターだからよとか言ってそうだよ別にそんなとこないよねそう
Couldn't hang.
言ってただけなんですけど
There's like an event every weekend for the next like 5 weeks, which is kind of cool. Like a Capcom Pro Tour event. We're getting into the thick of it. Low strong. Yeah, if you activate. Back strong too. Those are like her 3 main confirm options that are really good. This should kill. Quite comfortably. Yeah, in terms of the activate, I think Chun-Li's best activates are stand fierce, stand towards strong, low strong, and a kind of secret one that I think is pretty good is raw activate on a jump in. You see the opponent jump in, you do activate, and then you do background house. And then the background house juggles, and you juggle stand fierce. It's pretty good. If they have a way to alter the jump arc, they can potentially fuck with you just a little bit. Then if you get that background house into stand fierce juggle, you can also juggle super if you have that, which is pretty good. It might hit. It did hit. Ah, that didn't juggle. He ran out of juggle points or whatever. This should kill. Stand fierce, EX dash punch, juggle, follow-up combo. Tominaga, the god. One thing I never see Chun-Li's go for that's actually pretty good is anti-air super. But you need to use it against characters who can't alter their jump arc, otherwise you'll get fucked up. But you can actually time it quite easily to be an anti-air. Yeah, that cool stuff breaks the game, I'll have you know. Ooh. This should kill. He didn't even... Oh. That was odd. I thought he was going for double Fukiage, which he didn't need to stun. But he didn't do the super jump cancel either. The super jump cancel was a really easy way to just stun. Hugo also does. I think there's another character yet. I think there's 4. Hugo, Remy, Necro. I don't know. Jump, roundhouse, stand fierce, super. X kick, dash punch, dash punch. Ken can combo out a back throw, but you would never do it. But he can. It's like never ever good. You reduce your own damage. You can only juggle into Super 3. And the juggle into Super 3 does less damage than letting the throw resolve. Because you only get 2 hits of Super 3. It's like a meme combo. Necro can do the same thing actually with his, when he's cornered, if he gets his half circle forward kick and throws the opponent to the corner, he can interrupt the landing. But unlike Ken, Necro actually can make a combo that's stronger than his, the throw by itself. Oh, early. Pretty neat punish. Not optimal though. Oro can combo into his EX fireball if he back throws the opponent into it. Oro can also combo the opponent into stone hits if he has glitch stones. That combo looks really tight if you've never seen it before. That was an S rank. So the things that really push you into the upper ranks are taunts, which Makoto does after every combo. That is a touch of busy. Dizzies, which Makoto tends to get quite frequently. Successful supers, especially when the super is the hit that kills. Fast KOs, and KOs without taking damage, which Makoto is quite good at. Also lots of parries. Those are the things that increase the fuck out of your rank, and because of that, Makoto is quite good at getting extremely high ranks. Oro's like secret high tier. I don't know about secret top. I would tentatively say secret top. Oro's the best candidate in the game by far for secret top tier. If there is someone who is secret top tier, it is him. Traditional tier, let's put him at high mid, but he's very clearly better than that. Against, or as anyone who's played modern Oro. Oro with all the current tech. Oro's like unquestionably high. He's mostly held back by bad matchups against the most played characters, which is unfortunate. But now there's theory that those matchups aren't that bad. There's theory that Chun-Li is not the worst thing in the world. There's theory that Ken is decently fair, and that Yun is extremely fair. Oro gets the most damage of any character in the game off of a parry, which is a very rare and very important distinction. What's TM doing here anyway? Damn, I believed. Dash under low jab into super. That was cool. Didn't work though. I really wanted to see TM tear it up. I think that's it. Oro is actually not that hard to play. I can teach you if you want to learn. I will literally do anything to teach people Oro. If they want to learn Oro, I will drop whatever. That is a character. That is my passion, is making sure people know how to play Oro.